Welcome to Pull the Pin Ready War Room Edition. I'm Jim.
And I'm Nate.
Holy cow. You're killing me, man. You're killing me. You're killing me.
I'm excited to be here.
Yeah. It's great to have you here. Yeah, no, not that one. That's
Come
not
on.
done right.
It's like a flashing. It's like a billboard sign. Here it is. Here it is.
For those of you who want to get involved, there it is.
If you can't see a little on the bottom, let me make it bigger for you.
Exactly. So it's time again. We do our headlines, and for those of you unfamiliar with this is where we go on to the media sources and we pull some headlines. Now we don't know good, true, whatever. We don't even know half the time what they say in the body of the whole article, but we're going to talk about them and we're going to give our opinion as veterans and see what we feel. So, are you ready, Nate?
I'm always ready for headlines.
Are you? Yeah, I know you get a lot of fun with this stuff. I wish and you know what? I even wonder too before we jump into this thing, what's going to happen when the media does slow down? Like think about like CNN when CNN lost Trump to talk about like things because you can still go on like MSNBC, CNN, these certain things. You can still see Trump in there. There's guarantee you there are Trump articles in throughout that. So what's going to happen? Like when COVID's over, the Ukraine war is done.
The next thing's in line. The next thing's in line. Trust me.
Yeah. Well, can you predict it? What do you think it's going to be?
I don't know, but something good probably.
Something good.
Something good that'll last a while. I'll give us headlines for a little while. Not saying it's going to be good for the country, but something good for headlines.
All right. I mean, global pandemics, war.
Already got those checked off.
Yeah,
we got to find something different.
And we've already been through a lot of conspiracies that are actually now true. So, I don't know where to go with that. I don't know what's next.
We will soon find out. But for now, what's current?
All right. What's current right now is Mel Gibson discusses suffering, pride, and redemption in promotion of upcoming film. Shuts down the interview when asked about Will Smith.
He discussed a lot, but not a slap, huh?
Yeah, there's no pride in that slap.
No,
well, I mean, it was a kind of a pride slap, right?
Jim, you're just so rude.
Bad joke. Sorry. Not all the jokes are good either. So I didn't rehearse it either. Just like I didn't read the article.
I don't even know what film he has coming up, but
I don't either.
He opened up about stuff, which is good for him. Maybe he needs to open up about it. Maybe to get stuff off his chest. Maybe it gets other people that have stuff that are suffering, that have pride issues, that have redemption issues. Maybe it shines light on them to let them know they can open up and it'll be okay.
Yeah, I think just what I mean, like, what do you think his reason for shutting down the entire interview? You know what I mean? Like, you can easily say, I'm not going to talk about that and move on. You know what I mean? But he like literally shut down the interview.
Maybe he doesn't like Will Smith at all. Well, maybe he told him, don't ask anything about Will Smith or this is over. And they asked him about it anyway. You know?
Yeah, they do that.
They do. I didn't read the headline. I mean, I read the headline. I didn't read the article.
But you know the media, though. So,
Exactly, yeah. So I'm jumping to conclusions, which is fun.
Yeah, well, that's what most Americans do anyway, right?
Exactly.
Holy cow, it was a police shooting. Oh, it must have been a white guy shooting a black guy. Like, you didn't even see anything yet. Yeah, we jump to conclusions. And we're doing it here too, right? But at least they're rational conclusions, right? Isn't that what you're saying? Like, you're trying to rationalize your conclusions.
Of course, they're my conclusions. They got to be rational.
Exactly. And I'm okay with that too. Like, even if you jump to conclusions, tell me how you reached that conclusion. Because even that could be a good, honest discussion, right? If you can say, well, Mel Gibson's been open before. He's this, so you can rationalize your argument. And that's okay. Even if you're wrong, you at least have a rational trail that got you there. But if you just say something, oh, Trump's a racist. Why is he racist? Because he is. Like, I mean, that's like, what? How did you come to that conclusion? You notice I do talk about Trump a lot too, right?
You do. That's your favorite president ever.
Because I'm a never Trumper. That's it. Trump has never done any wrong. So
let me take the axle and unwrap you from it, Jim.
Yeah, no, don't worry about it, man. You can't change me because I'm never going to ever say anything bad about Trump. Never. That's just who I am. So anyways, you get what I'm saying is like, it doesn't matter if you're wrong. because people come to wrong conclusions all the time. I've done it. I've judged people, prejudged people. I've made assumptions all the time. And it helps when I at least justify why I came to that conclusion. Maybe it's based on my experience, maybe it's based on some action I've seen, maybe it's based on something. But when people don't have a trail, I don't want to say justification because that's almost not really fair, but when they don't have a justified trail, I get whatever, leading back to that conclusion, you're just parroting somebody else. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
my conclusion to this is we're going to go to the next headline.
We are right there.
Okay.
California city to give universal income to transgender, non-binary residents, regardless of earnings.
Guess what I just became in California?
Exactly, dude.
I am now non-binary.
How see, this is like these are the morons, and yes, I'm going to call them morons. These are the morons that never think anything through, because it's just like the universal health care. Do I want everyone to have free health care? Yes, I do. That'd be an amazing thing. But you can't do that when you don't even know how many people you have to provide health care for. When you constantly have people flooding across the border, now you've got 50,000 more people to give health care. It changes the cost. And if you think doctors are just going to work for free because you seem to think everyone should have free health care, you're not going to have any doctors. Like, hello, stupid people. The moment you're going to give universal income to a certain group of people, unless that's your plan, if you're trying to boost the transgender numbers or non-binary, you're probably going to get fake ones.
Oh, definitely.
I guarantee you, if I'm in California too,
I'm non-binary now,
and you're going to give me free money just for declaring something I don't even have to prove.
Transgender, you can prove. Non-binary,
how do you prove it?
You can prove you've been trans. You can prove you had a sex change.
Okay, sure. How are you going to prove it? You're going to walk up to people and show them your junk?
Medical records. I mean,
okay.
If they ask for proof, you can provide proof of transgender.
Well, you in essence, you're saying there is some sort of evidence that something was done, but to prove it is a different story. Like literally, like TSA. Didn't you see that new TSA thing? They're doing like whatever. Like you can walk in there and say, "No, I'm not a man." What are they going to do? Prove it. Oh, how am I going to prove it? You want to, you want to see you want me to show you my boobs? You want me what are we going to do?
Yeah, but
how do you prove that?
If you're a full transgender, you can prove it because you can show medically where you have been medical documentation where something has happened to you. Non-binary, you can't prove non-binary.
Okay, so
I'll be non-binary.
So let's get to that point then. Okay, so let's say I went full transgender. Mm-hmm. And I look like the opposite sex that I mm-hmm. really thought I was. Then at that point, what does it matter that you're transgender? What does it matter?
I'm going to give you money.
Why would you get a universal income? At that point, you are now the opposite gender.
Why gas is so expensive in California?
Yes.
They use that gas tax. They use that gas tax to pay for stuff like this. Yes.
No, you know what happened? Well, you are 100% correct. They have all these ridiculous things, and that's why COVID pissed me off, because all COVID did was pay back these states for their poor spending.
And they still can't
out all these states,
and then they can't account for COVID spending now.
Yeah, well, that's what they did. They bailed out all these states who couldn't budget their money. That's all they did was bail out New York and California. They're part of the establishment. That's their hubs. That's the hubs now, their establishment. And that's why you probably got places like Oregon and Washington catching on like, holy crap, you mean if we play this game, we'll get a bunch of money too? We can do all this stuff and have money? These people don't care. Do you think California really gives a darn about transgenders or non-binary people? Do you think they really care? What do they care about homeless people?
No.
They don't give a damn about homeless people. But you think for some reason they care about transgenders?
Uh-huh. It says it right there in the headline.
Well, of course, right? They're giving them money, right? They're not giving homeless people money.
Have you seen the meme non-binary?
No.
Yeah, they got a meme that's non-binary.
You got to bring this stuff, man, so we can share with everybody.
Well, I don't know if this was going to be a headline.
Oh, good point. So
I just showed to the show and I found out what's going to happen when you click it on. I don't know what the next headline is either.
Goodness. Yeah, well, maybe we need to work on that. All right. Well, speaking of the headline, let's go to the next one.
All right.
And this one is something we could talk about, but I really did not follow this, didn't even know about it. But Sacramento mass shooting, second suspect, first suspect's brother arrested.
Why
Now,
don't
did
they
you
just say
see it?
why didn't they say suspects, brother suspects, or something like that?
Right. Suspect. Yeah, I don't know. It's confusing.
Yeah,
But did you even I don't even remember when this happened.
it just happened. So
Yeah, like
those suspects were just arrested, I believe, today.
okay, because I like didn't I heard about it earlier only because of course you got your normal just Biden and all these gun grabbing people taking the opportunity to but then I started seeing a little bit about it and like the gun there was a stolen gun recovered and uh,
Yeah, I haven't read too much into it yet, but it just happened in Sacramento. In California, where they have very strict gun laws to begin with.
right.
Oh, that didn't stop a mass shooting? Those gun laws didn't stop it?
No, and the funny thing is too when you see
Man.
the word mass shooting, what do you think of?
Well,
Obviously,
that's,
we got to talk about race, right? Because mass shootings are
uh,
white people do that.
oh, well,
Yeah.
yeah, true. I don't know what the suspects are.
Yeah, well, they're black people.
Oh,
2 black brothers, yeah. But the
uh,
point is not that that matters to me, but I'm even surprised they're calling it a mass shooting because that's not what
uh,
they do. They usually
doesn't
use
doesn't fit
race.
their agenda.
Right, they usually use race to define the incident. So, I mean, because that was been the argument all the time when they're talking about these mass shootings, but they never talk about inner city drive-bys that kill more people than, some dumb white kid who needs attention. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the media is always part of this misleading thing, and this is California, as well. So I'm surprised this headline even exists. It must be a
Uh,
right-leaning organization.
I mean, I don't know if right leaning would call it a mass shooting because that's not their agenda. You know what I mean? So everybody has their own agenda.
Yeah, of course. And why can't we just do the facts? And this is what the problem comes in when you talk about definitions, when you got a Supreme Court justice nominee that can't define woman. This is the problem.
She's not a biologist, Jim.
I understand. I
Okay.
understand.
She's
But
a
I don't
judge.
know.
She's a judge.
What do you need to be to know what a mass shooting is?
A mass shooting expert.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Yeah. And I think they have this class in college, right? But you get what I'm saying? If we've come to the point where we can't even define things and agree on a definition, how do you even communicate with people?
I totally agree with that. Yeah. When
I mean, just to go back to it's an easy thing when I don't know what a woman is. I can't define that. Are you a woman? I mean,
yeah,
I don't know.
if you don't know what a woman is, why is Biden nominate you? Because you're a woman. That's one
Right.
of
I
the
mean,
reasons you got nominated. So how
it's
do
the
you?
stupidest thing, right? And we really went through the women's suffrage. We went through all this stuff, women's rights, and all this stuff for women, which we can't even define anymore.
And I haven't followed that Supreme Court nominee, but from what I've seen, she's supposedly a pretty decent judge, though.
Well,
From
right.
some of the stuff I've heard and seen, even from the right side, I've heard she's a pretty decent
And I'm not even questioning that, but the problem is right there.
judge. But when you start saying stuff like that, that means
You clearly are
wait a minute.
telling the world your agenda. It doesn't matter how good a judge you are. You're
Yeah.
literally saying you're willing to sell out everything
for the establishment.
Right.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, this is the highest court. And you can argue whether Kavanaugh or even Amy Coney Barrett, which I think was a bad pick too, but you can argue whether they're similar for their team or whatever. You can argue that.
Of course
And
they are.
and I think that would be fair. I think these things need to be scrutinized, and these people need to have a moral compass that's in the middle. You know what I mean? And that might be hard to find. It might really be hard to find those people.
It is because everything's too far left and right nowadays.
Right. But I mean, the fact that you got a president that says, I'm going to get a black woman who can't define what woman is. So I assume he just picked what he thought was a woman. You know what I mean? That already tells you this is not, I mean, it should be, let's find the most qualified down the middle that everybody agrees on.
No,
Everybody agrees.
You'll never do that.
Well,
Everybody's not going to agree on it. Not even. You won't even get a bipartisan agreement of more than 20 from a side to agree.
But see, that's what we need, though, and I think it exists.
I agree with that, but it's not going to happen.
You still respect people who are honest. You may not like that they go against you, but you respect them. You respect people with integrity. Well, I say you should. I can't really tell you you do or any of those people do. But, most people I would think would respect somebody. At least they're honest, even if they don't agree with them or like them. At least respect the honesty. So why not put somebody in there that's honest?
They might not go every way I want them to go.
Yeah. And that's the sad part. I mean, I don't know, dude, but we got to go to the next topic. Arizona dad fatally stabbed by son over grocery payment, police say. Now, this sounded like a Florida man. You know those Florida man things?
Yeah.
That's why when I saw this, I thought instantly, I was like, is this a Florida man? But no, this Arizona dad fatally stabbed by son over grocery payment.
Well, now the son's going to have to pay grocery payments in prison.
Mortgage, rent.
No,
No, they'll lose the house.
No, yeah. He ain't paying mortgage or rent. He's fatally stabbed his dad. He's going to jail.
Yeah.
So over a grocery payment. So did they have a payment plan or something, or did the dad not pay his grocery? Did the dad not pay his grocery bill when he got mad because he lives in a dad's basement? I mean, what's going on here?
I think it was an argument, if I remember, because I didn't read it, but I thought I saw something in the writing that said something about they were fighting over who was paying the bill, the grocery bill.
So did it ever get paid?
I doubt it. They probably didn't take the groceries home because there was a murder right there.
Did it happen in the store? Maybe I should read the article, huh?
I'm making assumptions here. Don't ruin the story. Like, yes, the dude was laid out on the belt and the blood was just going all over. And then some lady over there, I need a clean up on register 3, was freaking out. And yeah.
We're making fun of a fatality, Jim. That's not
right.
That's
okay,
not good.
Fair enough. Yeah, you're right. The story is what I'm really making fun of, not the fatality. But
that's the mind of a veteran. We make light of a bad situation.
Well, it's not just veterans, and that's a serious topic, and I'd love to do a whole episode on, because you could talk to policemen, firemen, nurses, anyone in that kind of service. People in ambulances that show up. That's why when the body cams came out on the policemen, I really didn't like it. I understand the accountability aspect, but you're going to have opportunities where that's how people deal with the trauma. If you've never seen a young infant, I don't even want to describe it, because it's, if you've seen that stuff sticks with you forever. So we have to find these mechanisms to cope and deal with it. And humor is one of the things we've always done, military wise, whatever.
Right.
It still messes it up in the head, but in the time being, we can get through it without complete failure and damage right there. But common people don't understand that, because the most drama they get is, they didn't get released for lunch 10 minutes, on time or whatever. So they don't have to push that stuff aside.
The most drama they get is what the media feeds them.
Right. Or the internet went down. Like, oh my God. You know what I mean? Like, my internet's not working. Sorry, it's slow right now. Like, dude, if you talked to me 10 years ago, it would have been like, what are you talking about? It's slow. It's blazing. But you get it, and that's why I'd love to do a topic on that, because I think a lot of people out there don't understand. They really just don't understand, humor is a deflection. So it's dark humor. And, that's why they have their own groups for that, because only people that understand actually get it. So that's why I was joking about it. No, I guess that's a long way of explaining why I'm making fun of a dead man.
That's a good reason why I brought it up, because that's, like you added in police officers, firefighters, nurses, it's fine. But this is a veteran show, so I just said that's what
no, you're right.
A lot of military, a lot of veterans, that's how they deal with that type of stuff, is they don't find humor. They make it humorous to not make themselves feel so bad about what's going on around them or in their lives.
Well, because we in these certain professions, we see trauma a lot. That's why even nurses and things like that. And I mean, if you've ever been in an operating room, I haven't, but I've heard from nurses. If you've ever been in an operating room, if they had body cams, they're dark humor like us. You know what I mean?
I bet.
And they have to, because I mean, think about what you're looking at. You know what I mean? Obviously not in the moment, just like not in a firefight, not in the middle of a surgery, but in the prep and afterward. You have to do that. I mean, I remember seeing my very first dead body in the military. I was stationed in Hawaii. I remember it. And it was off the 12th, 13th floor. And I mean, I looked at this body and I was like, that doesn't even look real. You know what I mean? And I couldn't comprehend it. And I had to use humor to, to soften the blow of like, that's a human being right there.
Yeah.
That could have been me. It could have been somebody I know. So yeah, people don't understand. Anyway, we're running long. I need to do a whole episode on this. So we're going to go ahead and pull the pin on this one. Because that could be a whole episode itself. And I would love to that'd be a time to get some other people on here, maybe get a nurse and a fireman and talk about that. That would be awesome. We'll put that on the back burner.
So if you're a nurse or a firefighter, here's your calling. Join the show.
Yeah. I might actually reach out to
your opinion. We want to hear your opinion.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's put that on the calendar and work that. All right, but in the meantime, let's say goodbye to everybody and then to each other there.
Bye, everybody.
See you again, Nate. Bye, friends. Oh, yeah, not boys and girls anymore. It's friends. Bye, friends.
Oh yeah, here we go.
That's
a whole nother episode.
All right, I'm just dragging this one on. So thank you guys for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Website's on the bottom. If you can't read it and we haven't said it enough, get involved, reach out. And until then, Godspeed.
And pull the pin ready. Boom.
Thanks for joining us here. Pull the pin already. We hope you had as much fun as we did. If you like what we do, go ahead and hit that like button and share this video with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button so you don't miss out on any of our future episodes. But most importantly, leave a comment below. Let us know if you agree or disagree with our opinion. Hope to see you here next time on Pull the Pin Already.